We've got the last episode mission of The Ones Who Live. Last episode, the last time, aired, and now we've got Get Home as our episode mission. Without further ado, let's have a look. This world ends. That world begins. Funnily enough, it's Rick and Michonne. Rick with both his hands there. We do this, then we go home. Last time we'll ever be apart. Okay, go to exit. That sounds pretty simple. Oh, that I guess is Thorn. She looks more like a hip barista or something. Screw you, Lizzie. Let's just keep going. Okay, so kill the free man. Okay. Alright, I guess she's got to go. Will she come to us? Just kind of intrigued. Okay, she will. Now that might be handy to know for when the difficulty increases. Okay, we turned her into a Happy Meal. That's very good. Kill all walkers. Why? We're just trying to escape here. Still. Alright. Kill all walkers. You got it. Use that nice wide arc. Of course, Michonne has thinning the herd. That could come in useful. I'm being kind of more cautious than I think I need to be here, really. It's on low difficulty. This could get tricky when we have to do it with, you know, sort of semi-reasonable difficulty. Oh my god. What? Why is Michonne saying that? Is she having a stroke or something? What on earth was that? Why? Okay. I don't know why, like, that was a weird line of dialogue. Oh my gosh, there are a lot of walkers, and this could make it actually kind of tricky when difficulty goes up. I mean, obviously, we can just take a couple of lumps when they're at level 3 or 4. Okay, let's see how this goes. So we're going to have to kill random human at the start, and then massacre our way through a bunch of walkers. So, the episode. The last time. I have some thoughts about it. So, first thing was, well, the very first thing was the Black Label whiskey product placement as the camera pushed in on Rick and Michonne. It just stood out. I know that they've done product placement before in The Walking Dead. It was kind of egregious. It just, sort of really noticed it. There was a weirdly abrupt cut to end the opener and go to the credits. It was really strange. Like they hadn't edited it properly. And I think there were another couple of problems along those lines, which it's really sad to say, but I'd have to bring up. Can't remember where Michonne got the CRM outfit that she was using. I mean, maybe she did get it from somewhere, and I don't remember. I don't know. All of a sudden, she's just walking around in a CRM uniform, which is okay, fine. Maybe they didn't have to show that. She goes searching for some stuff in Jadis's apartment, and it looks exactly like what you'd expect that character's living space to live like. It was just really good set dressing. Why is she saying that? What are you talking about, Michonne? God. We had at one point Beale talking directly to the camera. They should never do that in The Walking Dead. There was a lot of controversy when, of course, Negan was doing that. People don't like that films, and there was. To me, it's something that just takes you out of the episode. I get that he's talking to Rick. We're getting a Rick's eye view, but it just There's times when you should do it, times when you shouldn't, and I was surprised at some of the directorial choices that they made in this episode. Um, those rapid shot flashbacks when Rick is talking about his past and everything, that was I can't think of another word besides incompetent. That's not what they should have been doing with those scenes at all. Having it so that there's a little flashback to whatever the character is talking about anytime they mention something from their past, it's really bad. They shouldn't. It looked horrible. It destroyed the flow of the scenes. We can get the feeling of what's going on in the character's head just through the performances, because it's people like Andrew Lincoln who are doing this. Terry O'Quinn as well, very established actor. You don't need to cut back to whatever it is that Rick is talking about anytime that he talks about it. It was a mistake, and it was really annoying. One of the very few times when I would just sort of say, like, look, I think this show just outright did something wrong here. You had a lot of exposition. So Beale was talking about his plan, and it just changed the CRM from something where there's a bit of ambiguity, because Rick was not exactly on board with him. He had done nothing but try to escape. But the notion of perhaps it could be better because we could change it, he thought that. And there were good people in there. Thorne was kind of on the fence. What was it? Oakenwood, whatever his name was, the guy who had the idea to change the CRM from the inside. He was a good guy. There were some sort of shades of grey when it came to the CRM. And then we had that scene with Beale where he's just... That's it. They're just evil. There's no two ways about it. There's no ambiguity anymore. There's no question. The CRM are just mustache twirling evil people. Beale is a dictator, wannabe dictator. And I thought that was a bit of a shame. Yeah, it boiled down to to Beale sort of saying to Rick, hey, do you want limitless power? And you're like, that's not really something that Rick is really interested in. It's not something he's going to be tempted by. So, this isn't going to go that way. It was, yeah. So that wasn't so great. Oh, there was a great scene, which was the punch up outside the elevator. Rick and just some CRM guy. It was brutal. It was nicely choreographed. I thought that was particularly good. It was a nice jolt of action. And then sort of going on. Spoilers, obviously, by the way. I suppose you must have guessed by now. But yeah, the zombie powered detonators. I'm torn on those. In practicality, that's a terrible idea. That just... I don't know why you'd think that would work. But it was also kind of cool as well. It did look visually interesting. But the main problem is it was so easy. The ending wrapped things up very, very quickly. Michonne just finds some explosives. She and Rick set them. Nobody stops them. Nobody interrupts them. There's no problems with the detonation. There's nothing to hold them back at all. They just quite willfully kill what was probably hundreds of CRM people, and I know they're bad guys, but without any real mercy, and without any real problem, and then the CRM just goes like, hey, let's stop being evil now. And it wrapped things up very, very easily and quickly. It's a shame that Thorne died. She was really interesting. I think they could have kept her as a Jadis-esque kind of character. Maybe not a hero, maybe not a villain. But, so the season ended, and I guess that's the show ended. And there's a sense of finality to everything. But at the end, it was all a little bit easy, wasn't it? Could have done with a little bit more drama, maybe some harder choices. I preferred it when Rick was kind of like, I don't like what the CRM's doing, but there's potential for it to be a force for good. And then that just disappears, and then they blow up the CRM, and then CRM just go like, hey, let's be good guys now. So that was my take. It's not like it was a bad episode, but there were some dodgy choices in the way that it was presented and filmed, and everything just wrapped up very quickly, very easily. Will there be a second season? Who knows? I'd be keen for another one. I think there's other ideas they could do. But there you go. That's The Ones Who Live wrapped up now. What did you think? What do you reckon to this episode mission? And thank you very much for watching. I will catch you on the next one.